Yeah, I remember back in Australia, you were one of the main journalists that were saying that you'd find it very difficult to believe if they canceled the whole season altogether because obviously it'd be a ton of losses there. So maybe on a scale of 1 to 10, what do you think are the chances that they just say, you know what, we're going to cancel the entire season? It's just too much trouble to try and figure out where we're going to go and where the races are going to be. What do you think the chances are that they just cancel it altogether?
On a scale of 1 to 10, 0. Yeah, I just don't see them doing it at all. It might be that the situation overtakes them and we can't get racing on, but up until the 31st of December, they'll be trying to find a way of holding some sort of event that will make money and get these cars out on track. So I'd be, there's no way they're going to completely write it off. And someone like Bernie Ecclestone's been coming out and saying, oh, that's what I do. And he wouldn't. 100% he wouldn't. But he can say that now because he's not in control anymore, and he knows how hard it is for the people that are in charge because it's out of their hands. And I don't think Liberty have done everything brilliantly in their time in F1 so far. I've been a fan of theirs in general, but there's a lot of things that haven't quite worked, and the handling of Australia was terrible. But they are certainly right to be ploughing ahead, trying to cram in as many races as they can. Because if you don't try that, then you're never going to hit that number. Now, I don't think even they expect to hit 18. They want to. They're going to try to. But what they do know is by doing that, they're going to get in as many races as is physically possible. Whereas if you go, all right, we'll write it off, then you've given yourselves no hope of having any events. Or if you say, we're just going to try and fit in 10 or 8 because that makes a championship. But what if you could have got 10 in or 12 in? Then there's a load of money that's been missed out on that could save the teams. So, they've got to take that approach.
And at the end of the day, I mean, who makes the decision when in terms of, like, let's say the Austrian race, for example, July 5th? Is it the FIA? Is it the FIA and F1 in coordination with the governments of that specific country? I mean, altogether, who makes the final decision on any race going ahead?
It will be the government, actually. Right now, I think Formula One and the FIA together, if they're told, yes, you can go and do it, then the FIA are like, fine, you organise it. Yeah, we'll make sure it runs safely in terms of on track. That's their role. Formula One will then go and spend the money they need to spend to get everyone out there on private jets and arrange private transport. Because this is what they're thinking of doing. People get tested before leaving. Once they've got the all clear, they're on private transport to an airport where they fly on a private flight out to Austria, because there's an airfield right by the circuit, and we're talking 500 yards away from the entrance to the track. Wow. And then they go on a coach to a hotel that'll be just for F1 people. They'll be tested again while they're there. They'll then go into the circuit on a private coach again. Everyone will be sort of shuttled around in private, essentially. Now, that's all doable from F1's perspective, but only if they're allowed to fly people out there and book those coaches and things, and that will come down to the local government. And if the local government will want it to happen because it reflects their country in a better light, that yes, things are improving, we've dealt with this crisis quite well, we're opening up again, it's actually a really important marker to start hosting some form of event. But if they do it too soon and they start, there's an outbreak again because of it, then they're going to look stupid because they allowed Formula One to come in and potentially influence that. So it's all about doing it safely, but that's why it'll be the government's call. And if they get the green light from the government, then F1 and the FIA will be all systems go.